everyone, I'm Li Wenyi. Welcome to Taiwan is My Home. Speaking of the Golden Bell Award and Golden Horse Award, there's annual events for TV and movie industry, but maybe you don't know that there's two backstage heroes. One is the music hero, even the cute and cats. Feng Feifei's last song of his wife is assigned to cooperate with him. Who is he? Let's hear his story. This is the song left by Feng Feifei, the Queen of Hats. The last song when she's alive, lyrics are done by her. The lyrics conveys the strength and power in the downside, and composer was a Japanese musician Kaneki Yoshinori. There is no name for this song. Before the song was published, Feng Feifei has passed away. Recalling the year 2011, Kaneki got a phone call from Feng Feifei. She said she wants to make a song with local spirit and with a view of macro scale. Just like this, the line of cooperation was connected. Perhaps it's my friend in the music industry who introduced me to Feng. In the call, she sang to me and told me what feelings she wanted. It is brighter instead of darkness. Using the inner phone, Feng Feifei sang for me to listen. I was playing the keyboard beside to understand. 10,000 people watching me. Not only Feng Feifei had the original judgment, John Shell also got Kaneki for cooperation 3 years ago. The album company gave Jam a jazz birthday party to celebrate his 25-year-old birthday. The music director of this concert and the composing arrangement of live recording were all charged by Kaneki. Besides, he even stood in back of the Jam to playing music enjoyably. Their cooperation, in fact, were at the early Golden Horse Award. That was the first grand performance for Jam. Since he went to a career as a singer, Kaneki was happened to be the music director of this award ceremony. Afterwards, Kaneki even took the responsibility of the music director of Golden Music Award and Golden Horse Award for several times. He is so close to Taiwanese music industry. Why would he come to Taiwan? It goes back to 27 years. Kaneki crossed the sea to join Taiwan's National Symphony Orchestra. My college teacher asked me, would you like to try to take the test in Taiwan? All the time, I had to sign a one-year contract, 1 year, just 1 year. Okay, let's give it a try. So my college teacher wrote me a recommendation letter, and I just went to take the test. So he was accepted, and he really started to pack for leaving. He was the cello player in the Taiwan Orchestra. That year is 1988. Taiwan was in the post-martial law period from martial law. Therefore, he was ready to leave. The President Jin Ko-chang just passed away. He saw on the Japanese TV the whole country was mourning about the loss. He once misunderstood Taiwan as just like North Korea. The image of mourning, I saw it on TV, and there were some troops, and I was really frightened. At that time, seeing the image like that, I thought it was like the situation in North Korea. But when it came to Taiwan in 1988, it was totally different. Yes, a totally different Taiwan. So I was relieved. This interesting memory happened to let Kaneki be the development of Taiwanese political history. The contract with National Symphony Orchestra is signed once a year. Time flies. It has been 10 years in the past decades. In daytime, he worked in the orchestra playing classical music, but what he fancied for is modern music. After work, he went to five-star hotel playing jazz from morning till night. His hands never stopped, but he enjoyed it a lot. From 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. it was rehearsal of orchestra. After that, from 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. Midnight, I played piano. At that time, he met a bunch of new friends who played music band in Taiwan. One of the Taiwanese was really good at drilling drums. When Kaneki just arrived, the drummer he saw was unfamiliar being the environment. He was the driver to pick up Kaneki after several years after. Kaneki found out he was a famous rock singer, Xue Yue. Xue was telling me that you were so pitiful in Taiwan. Then why? Because you can't speak English fluently, you can't speak Mandarin, you're really pitiful. It's okay. I could give you a ride. Whenever you want to go late, I'll give you a ride. Because of these friends, the soul of pop music in Kaneki's bones was released gradually. He made more and more friends as a Taiwanese musician. He not just only married the first violinist in the orchestra, he also worked with the boss Soda Green, Lin Weizhe, and others from the band called Babu. Babu was a band of various styles, then even helped the movie director's host, Dust of Angels, to make a theme song for the movie, which is nominated for the Golden Horse Award for Best Film Soundtrack. Although now each member has its own development, but this band has made a bunch of music genius of Taiwan music. If that time I haven't met Babu member, Li Weizhe, Li Yunhai, and Li Shouxun, these Taiwanese, those people, I can't do it like that, working with popular Taiwanese guys. When Babu went to Japan for performance, the newspaper of Hokkaido had a reporter like this. This was the report in 1993 about Babu from Taiwan, and the bass player is labeling from Kaneki Yoshinori. This precious newspaper clipping has been kept by Kaneki for 22 years, and that year Babu was so popular that they even had tour concerts in Japan. His mother kept the newspaper clippings happily and sent it to her son from Hokkaido. My music company, my name here is Kaneki Music, and this is the old name, and it's introduced that in Taiwan there's a Japanese people, the introduction of a musician from Japan. Each report is restored carefully. This is the proof of his hard work in Taiwan. Kaneki Yoshinori was born in a small town of Hokkaido. He entered a concert band when he studied high school. He was laughing and saying that position was not a shallow player. It was his senior schoolmate graduated. The concert band was short of members and asked him for substitute. No one wants to take the place, so I had no choice but to accept. That's the story about him and Shello. In private, he assembled a pop music band with his classmate and attending the musical competition very often. The stress of being a student in Japan is heavy. His parents has no doubt about his future for music, but Kaneki comforted him that he'll become a music teacher, and truly he did go to the National Music University in Japan. I like pop music more, but in order to comfort my parents, I was going to become a teacher in junior high school, so I really studied in music university. Since Kaneki was young, he has learned pop music and classical music at the same time, acquiring music training firmly, and this building helped his firm basis. Although he became a teacher, but with the prosperity of Taiwan pop music, his composing, arranging, mixing, and producing of music, his live performance was never difficult for him. If a musician has the background of classical music, his content will be very solid, and he also has he had the background of jazz music. With those two backgrounds, he devotes himself in pop music. To him, I think it's just like a duck in the water. Kaneki could go to every field of music, every music field with famous singers just like Yi Sun-chun and Ame worked together with him before, even facing with the international musician who has won 6 Grammy Awards. Ukulele master Daniel Ho is also cool as a stone. Not only jazz, he's good in rock also. He knows all kind of different music, like we're making original music now with classic and rock elements. He could perform any techniques needed in the music. Under the glasses, half of his face is hidden just like his character with excellent music talent, but he is mellow and laid back. Kaneki is not like the crazy bass player in general people's image when he plays. He doesn't have big movement. He has the tallest pillar in the stage. Sometimes I got lost. I would hear his bass music because he won't get lost, and his bass sound is very stable. Applaud from audience. Performance by the stage makes a beautiful night. This is what Kaneki wants to emphasize, the power of music. Music could bring people great movement. Although computer technology is progressing, the business of physical records is not good. Kaneki still insists in producing albums once a year. The most important thing has never been changed, so in this area, we need to interact with our fans, and physical CDs are necessary. Every popular culture have a peak. After the peak, it would be outdated, but when I listen to the music he made, I never think it's outdated because I think his music is very classical. Leaving hometown from Hokkaido, half of Kaneki's life was spent in Taiwan. Now his most concern is his old mother. This song, warm and soft, just like being back to mother's hug. Leaving Hokkaido for such a long time, sometimes I will still think about my mom's health condition or other things, and also many memories of my childhood come out. With that music, I made this music. Unable to stay with his mom, he sent his apology through songs. Kaneki still has some unfulfilled dreams to continue. He hopes to use his power to let Taiwan Music Japan has more communication, to expand the market of Chinese. Kaneki's passion and insist of music from his first steps till now, it never changes. President of United States Barack Obama is world famous, but in fact in Taiwan there's a person looking like President Obama. He grew up in Fuzhou when he was young. He is fluent in Chinese and Taiwanese. He is not only good at playing basketball, he's also going to fulfill his dream as singer. Almost 12 midnight, city dwellers which have slept. Louis from South Africa was just about to set up, started his busy day. "1 a.m. is time for Louis to work. Still studying in the college, he still have to work his way through the school. Moving goods at delivery company for night shift becomes his main income." "What are you looking at?" "I'm looking at the numbers. Is it number 106? "No, 114 is here on the left side." "No, 114 is over here." Working in a drinking shop, ginger duck eatery, and now logistic. At first, urgently need money. Here I can earn for every 3 days. Louis is 24 years old this year. He looks like the President of United States, Barack Obama. Mom died in his childhood. He depended on dad to survive. At primary second, dad converted to Buddha and started to decide to get go of everything, joined Foguangshan Monastery. Louis followed to Taiwan, was raised in the children's home in Foguangshan. He grew up with teachers and other Taiwanese kids together. Life sometimes go down. But don't complain. Working in the night shift, my body maybe cannot stand it, but during the time I'm moving goods, I can make self-inspection and to think about what is my direction and what could I do, or some lyrics would come out gradually, and I would find some time to write it down. Fluent in Mandarin and Taiwanese with humor, Louis is especially independent and optimistic since he was little. Louis said that he hopes someday in the future he could become a singer-songwriter. For this goal, he would go to school in daytime, work hard in the night, and save our money to buy the music equipment. How many people do you live with in this apartment? 4. I live in the 4th room. NT 3,500 per month. The rent is paid in every 2 months. And this is my room. It's much cheaper. It's joyful that people live together. In this 4-piece room, there are microphones, mixers, and computers. Everything is equipped. As long as Louis had free time, he would jump into his music world. These equipment are my muse of making the music. When I write a song, I need some ideas. With the ideas then, for example, I have 3 songs to write. If I have the feeling for this one, or the feeling which could be put in this song, I would focus on this song and take a rest. Next day, I probably would write another song and mix them together. For Louis, his life is very productive because all his leisure time is time for him to write songs. How nice it would be if I could sleep every time when I get on the car. On the road, there's nothing to worry about with the inspiration, with nothing to write with lyrics. What he thinks about in the car with some snacks, it'll be interesting. And my passion to music is just like, it's a part of my job, just like eating. I listen to music every day. I do everything with music because I think music is something affect people quickly. Speaking of music, he always talks passionately. In fact, his very beginning dream is not being a singer. With 186 height, at Bullfight Stadium, soon spotted by coach, then he joined in the basketball club. My first year playing in HBL, in that year we got 8th place in HBL. In HBL, 8th place is a very good grade. I was in primary schools joining high school students in a practice, and 13 years old I can pour the ball. My club friends thought I deserved to play. I was qualified to play, and I just thought I could have some language barriers. Speaking Mandarin at the time was a big challenge for me, so I had a huge passion to play basketball. Basketball for this foreign student from South Africa is somehow a strength or comforting. Through basketball, he even spoke Mandarin. He could still shorten the distance with his classmate, and his attitude of devotion into basketball is appreciated by coach. The coach cultivated him eagerly. When I was in 2nd grade in high school, the coach of Pingdong senior high school assisted me to prepare the exam to skip grades. I skipped a grade and I joined the basketball team of Pingdong Senior High School. After joining the basketball team of Pingdong Senior High School, Louis' performance was very excellent. His first year, he helped the team to play in Team A in HBL. In the 2nd year of basketball training camp, he got honor of MPV, and at what time he, through basketball playing, become his future career. In my heart, the role of basketball is like for playing basketball, I am willing to spend many hours to practice on the court alone. Yes, also because of the guide of the coach and the physical training from coach, he made a lot of efforts, just like my dietary. After graduation from high school as an athletic student with recommendation direct to college, Louis studied in the Chinese Cultural University with scholarship and then transferring to Southeast Technology University. In UBA, he is always seen on the court. He's born with explosive speed, and his natural figure and his physical conditions, in fact, is in domestic field. It may lead him to be a good athlete, to have opportunity to join national team SBL. In coach's eyes, Lewis is just not a sportsman with good skills, with cheerful personality. Even at the key moment of the games, he could always encourage his team partners to relax and enjoy the moment of playing basketball. Originally, his basketball career should be smooth. However, his identity became the biggest obstruction. When SBL searched talents, his nationality has made him very frustrated. So this part, I think this basketball career is the biggest barrier. The thing upsets me the most is that I couldn't do something for Taiwan. And to enjoy playing basketball is the greatest basketball in Taiwan. This is the part I felt sorry. 10 years playing basketball about giving up. Of course, it will be very painful, but it didn't make him pessimistic. Instead, he turned into another interest. His childhood interest for singing and dancing both turned into a full rhythm of rap. I didn't lose my passion to basketball because I actually realized that playing basketball is not only the only option. Playing basketball every day, there's always many things to enjoy playing basketball, yes. Making music can connect with basketball. I can also get in touch with many different performances of basketball. Some notice on the show, so I think basketball is just like my family. It never leaves me. Maybe because of the speed, your vision become blur. You can't tell Tainan, Taichung, or Taipei. The journey is far. The journey is life is so far. But step by step, moving forward and trying to lead away from yourself and find a way for this future. Maybe because of Lewis' hard effort, the music producing company fancy his music talent, cultivating him actively and to release his own album. I think the chorus is too long. At that time, because some of our friends or playing friends of his friends, they came together and he was very interested in the whole things and started to find his feet. And after his friends lost their passions, but he's still passionate about it. So I think we could do this together. His devotion to something is like in Louis' blood. From Austria and South Africa, the culture of integration of Taiwanese life makes his music alive, diverse, and bountiful. He could speak Taiwanese too. But no matter how long he stays, he still has the accent, which means his heart has his nationality. The blood of his ethic is still active. Is it Taiwanese enough? Yes, if his appearance is not like this, he's a Taiwanese folk. I really like these 4 words introduced to us: dark skin, yellow bones. I think the metaphor is very appropriate. These 4 words is the thought of monogold, the heart of monogold. Dark skin, yellow bones, just like these 4 words tattooed on Louis' arms. It's just like his growing experience. Simply enjoy to experience the new things, playing basketball, playing music. He even follows the trend to design chatting stickers because he believes culture is created by himself. I actually want to invite my friends to do this together, to enjoy the fulfillment of this and to encourage them not to spend too many times on something meaningless. You say finding meaningful for us to do. Yes, it's more challenging. If after you graduate from college, you have to face another life. Before that, you have to prepare yourself. We are friends anywhere. We are all friends anyway. Although Lewis has graduated from college, when he has free time, he still helps out in the children's home to share his experience with kids. His grand wish in the future that he could give back for love and care he got in Taiwan. People with talent wouldn't be buried. Like this overseas Chinese in Indonesia hairstylist Wei Ji Li. He was born in Canton and grew up in Hong Kong, but in the end, he found his lifetime partner in Taiwan and ended his laundering life. Keep the length and with some layers, or you want it thicker. Designing customers' hair carefully, working in the industry of hair salon for over 30 years, the scissors in Lee's hand seems to become a part of his body. Just in a while, the long hair becomes fashion and stylish. When you are at home after washing your hair, dry your scalp with your hands for assistant, and for the hair ends you could curl it. The hairdryer is just for drying hair. Unlike the general designers who focus on hair drying and setting, Wei Ju Li from Hong Kong learned British practitioner style from his texture. The style values on exquisiteness and does not exaggerate. They judge hairstyle on the basis of the skills of cutting. I don't use combs. The hair I cut is okay without using combs. Using hands is enough, yes. Hair cutting lasts longer, and it's the way you could show your technique and skills. Hair cutting could change a lot. The problem of hair movement and some bad conditions of themselves could be improved. That I will do will start from hair. I don't like my customers come to me for hair setting because blow dry is not difficult. Lee's salon is in the valley of Taipei Daju, which has been running for 18 years because of the environmental judgment. There are many famous celebrities, customers, just like former President Deng Hui-li, because of his granddaughter. Kunyi Lee's furniture stores nearby also come for many times, but he's an experience that frightened him badly. When I saw that scene, I was frightened. Why is the employee blowing Lee's Deng Hui's body with hair dryer? I was shocked. How did it happen? Without second thought, I made his body dry first. He was really nice, and he did not blame on anyone. After he made his hair dry, he was smiling and he was very cute. It's okay, it's dry already. It's okay. Maybe it's because the elderlies has tighter structure. It's very easy to get their clothes wet. When they lay down for hair washing, many of Lee's customers have to face the media's camera very often. Because of this need, he had to design appropriate style for them. Lee said that each hairstyle suits different people according to different working properties and the quality of hair designing hairstyle. With my customer, my question will be detailed. Your occupation, your hobbies, your interests, these all should match with their hairstyle. Do you like it? Thank you. I really like the hair you cut for me. Hair salon is a business on the cutting edge of fashion. Lee always dressed up in fashion, but in his heart there seems to be an old soul of living inside. The meaning of old is nostalgic. The waiting area in this salon is this wooden bench. Lee brought in that Indonesia. This kind of bench is very common feature in the farmyard in Indonesia. The two big wooden floors are from Indonesia too. The decoration with Southern Asia atmosphere, which indicates Lee's family origin. Lee's parents are overseas Chinese in Indonesia. Because of the Chinese exclusion, they got the same boat and took refuge in Canton. They met on the boat and got married after they took off. Because his parents opened up a wasteland in May County, Guangdong, as the first child in the family, he was just 6-7 years old. He had to help out for housework. For example, there is no water in the tank, I have to draw the water and carry the water, and if there's no coal, I have to get coal. At that time, I think it was not so bad, very interesting. Because as a child, I don't understand what the suffering means. I don't think it's a suffering. That's just one of my life process. It was a happy period for me. The days of opening up the wasteland were so hard. Lee's parents had the intention to go back to Indonesia, but they found out that government of Indonesia had already concealed their identity. They could not go back to their hometown. They don't want to stay in Guangdong. Therefore, when the Lee was 10, the whole family moved to Hong Kong. Since he was a child, he saw his parents start new life from zero in foreign land. In order to get a job, they were bruised and battered. But when Lee was just a teenager, he made up his mind to share the financial burden of family. worked in the restaurant when I was 10. Dai Pai Dong, where there's Pai Pai Dongs in Hong Kong. I washed dishes in the factory of Pai Pai Dong, washing for dishes for 2 days. First day, I just keep washing. I ate my meal in the same place that I washed dishes. In the end, when I was at work, I was not able to stand. I couldn't feel my legs. The 2 partners that held me home without going to school, I had to start work already. Without withdrawing, sitting at home waiting. No, I just looked up in the newspaper to see who was hiring. Not just myself, most of the people were like this. Man and a woman are all the same. We don't think it's bitter. When he was 15, out of fun, Lee helped his classmate dyeing and cutting hair. His father saw his interest in hair designing and sent him a tool as a gift, which changed Lee's life since then. When I studied in primary school, my dad had already given some tools to make a living. The tool were scissors and combs and electric clippers. You like? He gave me as much as possible to let me exert myself with the ability. I really appreciate him for giving me a future and a life goal. With the life direction, Lee's learned very hard that in a few years he became a hair designer in Hong Kong salon. When he was 20, he went to his hometown Indonesia to teach his cousin how to cut hair. But the Lee's drifting life was not ready to stop. With his classmates' assistance, he came to Taiwan for work, and he met his wife who understands him very well. This person is very interesting. He knew a lot of things. At that time, I felt that because I was young, I could feel, wow, this person knows many things. He has gone to many places. But after he stayed in Taiwan, it's been almost 30 years, he was not wondering anymore. He said he loves the human warmth of Taiwanese. Because of Taiwanese, the relationship between people will make a lot of opportunity. The customers would help you and introduce you to others. It's very different between Taiwan and Hong Kong. Hong Kong people are more snob, only cares about themselves. Something I feel good, which is known as your business, but Taiwan is different. This is the warmth of Taiwanese, I think. This is the reason that he likes this place so much. The human warmth of Taiwan enriches his heart, which makes him that he wants to repay the society. In the past 10 years, he brings his employees every 3 months to villages to cut hair for free, elders. I came here to cut a lot of times. How's everyone? Everyone's all good. They will expect us to show up. They'll wait for us. My car is always cut by him. How's it? Very nice, and he's nice too. It was always his service. Chatting with them is very interesting. They could learn many things from them. Cutting for charity is not as comfortable as in salon, but with few chairs in the cut, they start to cut it for without mirrors. Their designers are still concentrating on cutting those elderly's hair to give them nice and clean looks. Looks at this grandma with Lee's great technique, her whole spirit changed suddenly. Take from the society and for the society, I walked along the path with this notion. I'm very familiar with them. Unfamiliar with them for knowing them 10 years is impossible. I'm very familiar with them. They're just like my family. This 96-year-old granny always looks for Lee, not just because he's the boss, but always because they come from the same hometown. Granny always look forward Lee to come and chat with her. It is more blessed to give than receive. During the cut for charity, Lee's wife would also be seen in the crowd. A stable family relationship is the greatest strength to support Lee in Taiwan. Is this okay? Yes, go for it. Take care. Lee's oldest son is now serving the military. Before the end of family meeting, his son always hugs and says goodbye with family members. Lee cares a lot about family because he had tasted the bitter when he was little, which makes him always take family as his first priority. In fact, I am influenced by my dad. The most serious problem is the value of family. Like my friend goes out, they won't care about family, but I would think to accompany my parents first. Like this time I have 4 days off, I would stay at home as long as I can. Hug is a kind of love from deep of our heart. I think everyone should really experience that. In fact, my son is a little bit shy, but he knows he wants to hug family. And this is natural. He is never stingy to show his love to his family. He has always loves and have life with joys. But there's one thing that he upsets other 3 members in the family, which is riding the bicycle. Someone called Li Weizhe. Now we are in the ER. At that moment, I was really frightened. I was unable to answer the phone because I have no idea how serious his situation would be. Do not watch scenery while riding bicycle, but when I see the terrace, I'll just love it. While I was riding, I was thinking at the same time, wow, next time I will take my children to see this terrace. It's so beautiful, but not for long. The accident happened. 2 years ago, Lee fascinates riding bicycle. Enjoy the challenge of extreme sports, the feeling of carefree to pass over the mountains. However, he crashed a bicycle in front of him accidentally and broke his cervical and ribs, staying in the hospital for recovery more than 1 month. To everyone's surprise, he could face it with his humor. My beloved teeth are gone. I said the teeth that my mom gave me, they're so beautiful, but I lost them. That's the reason I feel hurt. My wife just gave me a sentence, which is, every time you go out, I start to worry about you. Since then, I don't let her worry. I won't ride bicycle anymore, and what does not destroy me make me stronger. The second is that does not destroy him makes him stronger. This is Hakka. And the third is what destroys him makes him stronger in Cantonese. And what does not destroy him makes him stronger in Indonesian. In order to let his family relieved, Lee gave up his riding on the road of Wuling and Suhua Road. Instead, he focused on taking care of his family. For example, his father-in-law suffered from dementia in his old age. Lee took care of him carefully. It made me so touched. Every time they went out, they always held his hands. This makes me really moved because he really took him as his own father. I think meeting him is the greatest thing happened to my life, because what he gives me is a life that is not very wealthy but very stable. Do you admire your father? Very much. He's my idol. I want to imitate every part of him. Making his success with his adored hands because he cares, Lee treats his employees like his family. His every employee has followed him for over 10 years with support from his employees and shield of his family. Because of his generous heart and always giving feedbacks to the society, his success is not just coincidence. Ups and downs of life is hard to predict. Like this mother just got married in Taiwan for just 8 years. Her husband passed away suddenly. Fortunately, with her friend's assistance, she starts her new life. Fresh bone thrown into cold water. Big fire for Sichuan soup. After removing the blood is the start of boiling time of the broth. Here's owner Du always does every morning before shop opening. In this way, the beef bone broth would be fresh and sweet. Something we will really care about is freshness. With full flames, it takes 2 to 3 hours to cook the beef broth, so we insist to not use any soup cubes, only use fresh ingredients to make the stock. The beef stock is golden and shining, adding some Chinese herbs with the smell of 5 spices, powdered cinnamon, soaking the soup. Their soup stock not only have the smell, but also the fresh taste while you taste it with the amazing amount of vegetables in this pot. The broth we made, specialty is we put some veggies into it, then some apples and nuts and carrots, because usually people don't add so many fruits and veggie inside. The soup stock is the soul of Vietnamese cuisine. It should be clear, not oily. The freshness of the food is the key. Knowing this principle very well, Du has to go to market in person to pick up the vegetables every day. Sir, how much is the cucumber today? $28. Okay, I'll take it. And I'll need 1 to 2 boxes of it tomorrow, or Taiwanese lettuce. The taste of Vietnamese cuisine are mostly light. In addition, for the vegetables for broth, the side dishes would take a large amount of lettuce. Du always insist on seeing and touching in person. There is a responsible attitude towards rare customers. With years' experience shopping in the market, she also have a good friendship with the vendors. She is nice and elegant. She buys things readily and never bargains. She is really good. How about her language? Oh, there's no language barrier for her. Taiwanese and Mandarin. Well, I could speak English. This total is $526. Just give me $520. Okay, this is $150, $520, $150, $670 in total. A bunch of numbers in fast Taiwanese is no problem for Du, and her straightforward personality leaves the brothers a deep impression. After she was done with shopping, Du never stops her steps. She had to return to the diner, get ready for the coming customers. Please get it for me. Okay, thank you. It's fine. Returning with fruitful items. Take care of the part we'll use for today. Then, hold on for that basket. While Du is busy for shopping for the ingredient, the employees were engaged in something. Just like Du, Vietnamese married with Taiwanese, they are in good terms, take care of each other as sisters. Among the sisterhood, Du is the oldest. She is everyone's big sister. When she started starting this diner, as a matter of course, she organized all those sisters together, work together. Because this restaurant has been our instrument to share, when we studied Mandarin, when we learned Mandarin, we knew each other, and also because of our fate, we can get along well. So we spend time together. We have been together for about 8 years. Ling, please take sugar for me. Okay. I'm coming. Okay, where do I put here? Just over there. Do I need to open for you? Sure. Anything I could help for you? Ling is 1 year younger than Du. They knew each other for the longest time and their relationship are closest. Originally, Ling was a concrete worker. After Du's diner opened, she is here for help. She's a great helper for Du, because at first Du started at a night market vendor. She worked so hard to expand the extra restaurant scale now. All the way she counts for all the efforts she was made was sins in her sister's eyes. At first, Mei Ling told me that she's going to start a restaurant. I worried about her very much. Why? Because her personality is very tough and very persistent. Whatever work she wants to do, she'll make it. And what I'm worrying about is she'll be too busy to handle it, and she'll be too tired, and I'm afraid she'll be sick. From decoration to all the other preparation are all handled by Mei Ling herself, so she must be very tired. Therefore, as long as I have free time, I will come out. She was so tired that she was sick for a long time. I was really worried about her. I said, "Did you sleep yet, sister?" She answered, "Not yet." During the time she was sick, it was been 1 week. She didn't recover. I told her, "Please go to this doctor," and she gave a shot. I was really worried about her, and please cover from the illness soon. You are bogged down, always sisters worry about all. Du started from an outsider of running a restaurant to become a capable female boss. It all depends on herself. She bought many books about cooking. It's in Mandarin and Vietnamese. She goes to many cooking classes. At first, it was just her interest, and she never thought that she would stay to fulfill the dream of opening a restaurant. Du come from Vietnam 10 years already. In addition to taking care of family, she also worked in a factory. Originally, she thought her life would be smooth like this. However, 2 years ago, husband died from liver cancer. She suddenly lose a shoulder. Unprecedented life, like the low tides. Especially when she saw her kids miss their father, she was reluctant to see that. I remember my daughter told me that her father used to wait for her at the school gate after school, but now after school there's no one there. She just saw other kids have their fathers wait for them. in her heart, she has a feeling and she started crying. After her husband passed away, Ju endured all the bitterness herself. Even her best friend could do nothing but stay aside for her. Because she's just like my sister, I was very sorry for her because although she's not my real sister, but she's the same age as my sister, so I always call her sister, just like my real one. She said, because of these two kids, I should be strong. Now that she opens a store, to her, the kind of life that makes me feel at ease. Ju tries to focus on her business to forget the pain of losing husband, but after the restaurant opened, the problems are coming up after, just like a sauce, like burn her fingers. The sauce that I made for salad, I just couldn't make that taste right. Because I didn't taste right away anyway, there's something still Miss Week just keeps trying and trying and trying different ways. It was really a hard time. I spent 10 hours a day in the kitchen. It was very devastating, so I burst into tears in the restroom. Crying in the restroom? Yes, I just cried in the restroom, and I was crying out loud. I was thinking, why? Why can't I make it? After crying, wiping out the tears, she still had to face the problem. Ju didn't give up or did the things in easy way. She tried again and again until she made the right taste in her heart. But she was not just satisfied with that. She gave herself a challenge, which is creativity. Just a simple idea, but it's a big challenge for her. During the lunch break in the afternoon meals for employees, Ju would research for a new creation, then discuss with sisters how does it taste. Good. See, this is one of our new dish. This cabbage chicken salad. Just try it. How's the taste? The taste? It's okay? It's delicious? Very tasty. Do I need to add anything else? For me, I will make it spicier. Do you want to make it spicier? Discuss on the table is very important at recess time. While they dine, they will discuss. Their relationship are firmly built by little. The menu I have this time, after about 3 to 4 months or after a half year, I will change the whole menu to make something different and keep changing to let everyone experience new dishes every time they come, with different dishes with everyone. Every time I see my customer eat with satisfaction and eat happily, I think my hard work is worthwhile. The hard efforts these Vietnamese sisterhood made led this restaurant famous, and their Mandarin teacher gave them high compliment. Mei Ling, teacher! From them, to sum up, I think they let me see the image of Taiwanese females of my mom's generation, very diligent and friendly and sincere. Seeing their hard efforts, the teacher gave them a hand actively. As long as she has leisure time, she will go to the restaurant, grabbing 2 big bags of bean sprouts, which weighed for almost 6 kilograms, brings back home to handle it. With the real action to show her cares, Ju always keeps in mind that she said Miss Chow is just like everyone's mom and she could deeply feel the warmth of Taiwanese. You're at home. How's class today? Very tired. Very tired? Go inside and change the clothes and take a rest. Remember to write your homework after. Every time when the night falls, what wait for them are the daughter who just leave from school. Du and Ling's kids are very close. They know their mom's hard efforts. They will ask them help actively. No matter ordering or serving or tidying the dishes, they could do it all. In order to earn money, to give us a better life and studying in a good school, she works really hard, so we will help her out often. Although it's tired and the working hours are long, I know she does that all for us. We just try to do our best to help out. I will try to help her as possible I can, and I want to tell her that, Mom, thanks for your hard efforts. I love you. Hearing all those words from kids, all the hard workings are worthwhile. With kids' support and these Vietnamese sisterhood, they have the encourage to move forward. Though the store is not big, but they carry us their dream and their loves for to the kids. Thank you for watching. Taiwan is my home. See you next week again soon.